The Professional Football Jamaica Limited, Pfjl, organisers of Jamaica's National Premier League, well, they have taken a major step forward in their bid to start the competition in early 2021. The body had initially hoped the competition would start earlier this month, but did not get the clearance from the Jamaican government due to concerns relating to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, on Thursday, the Pfjl announced two sponsors for the league, Yummy Bakery and Jamaica Producers Limited. The entities are described as club sponsors. Chairman of the Pfjl, Chris Williams, says this is the first of many announcements as the body strives to raise 100 million Jamaican dollars in club sponsorship. He joins us now on telephone to talk about what happened yesterday and what we should expect in the coming weeks ahead of the 2021 season. Chris, welcome to your second appearance on the SportsMax Zone, talking about National Premier League football in Jamaica.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, can you start first though, Chris, by telling us exactly what is defined as club sponsorship, because that's what Yummy and Jamaica Producers were announced as on the press briefing yesterday at the Pegasus Hotel. What is the definition for club sponsorship in the overall picture?
Right. So what we've done is we have divided the revenue streams for the Pfjl, for the Jamaica Premier League, into 7 SKUs. And 5 of those SKUs are targeted to corporate entities, and 2 of those SKUs are targeted to individuals. The 5 SKUs to corporate entities include a presenting sponsor, league sponsor, club sponsor, advertising spots, and broadcast partner. Those are the 5 SKUs. Now, presenting sponsor is what was before known as a title sponsor. We've moved away from the title sponsor and are now moving towards a presenting sponsor. So it would be Jamaica Premier League presented by, XYZ. So that's how that's structured. Then we have the league sponsor, where that sponsor is accommodated on all league jerseys and on all league games. Then we have the club sponsor, where that sponsor is assigned to a specific club, and they get the front of the club's jersey, and their advertising and their promotion is carried during that club's games. So that's the definition of the club sponsor. And then advertising spots, that's easy. That's just people buying ad spots during the broadcast of the game. And then the broadcasting sponsor partner is the entity that we work with to distribute the game.
Yeah. All right, Chris, so with the 2 sponsors announced yesterday have already been assigned to clubs, or isn't that important at this point?
Not at this point. We have not started to assign the teams as yet. What we're focused on right now is selling the various SKUs. We want to, that's a problem you want to have.
Yes.
If you have 12 club sponsors. So we're focused right now on getting the 12 club sponsors positions sold.
All right, Chris, Ray Lewis here. First, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. The first question is, why would I want to be a presenting sponsor and my logo is not on the
sorry. The presenting sponsor is also on the jersey. I'm sorry.
But I was a bit confused with that.
Yes,
all right.
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right, and secondly, the sponsor, the club sponsor, do they get to choose the club? Because is it that you're going to have the 12 clubs in a bag and somebody takes out one? What if I want to sponsor Arne Gardens?
That's the direction we're going in. That's the direction we're going in.
So are you confident that you'll have 12 sponsors to facilitate sponsoring all clubs?
So that's the first thing. The first thing is we need to get 12 sponsors, because the issue of which, who gets assigned to what is an issue that, as I said, I would like to have. Because the first thing is I need to sell have 12 SKUs for club sponsorship. I need to sell all 12 of them. So that's the focus right now. So far, we've sold 2, and we ask you to stay tuned.
Oh, you need 10 more, 10 to go. All right, let me ask you another thing now. I mean, I know for many years now, we always have, like, Monday Night Football. I thought it was just amazing. I've never really missed. Once I'm in Jamaica, I'm at a Monday night game. It's just exciting. The clubs know that the game is carried live, and so the spectators came out, and it's a spectacle. Fantastic football, great atmosphere. Your organization, are you looking to continue replicate that way of games and like during the week on a Monday night, for example?
We are looking to televise many more games than were previously televised. The pandemic forces us to television and cable and streaming because you don't have we won't have any patrons. So to give the sponsors the benefit, we have to massively increase the broadcasting of the games. So the answer to your question is yes and no. Yes, we will have, but we know we won't have just a Monday night game. We will have several games broadcasted on various platforms, streaming, cable, free to air. And of course, as I said, we unfortunately will not have the ability to host patrons at this time.
Okay, let's look at the EPL, for example. I'm going to use that to ask you this question. In the EPL, there are no spectators. We're just trying to bring back some now, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 in a stadium that can hold 80,000, 90,000 spectators. So if 1,000 or 2,000 persons in there supporting a team, is almost like they're going to get lost in there. All right? But they have tremendous television broadcast rights. I mean, you're talking about multiple billions of dollars that they've signed, and therefore those monies are passed on to the various clubs. So they have that to cushion. In our Premier League football at the moment, I don't know that we have that. Can the clubs afford, can your organization afford to have no spectators, and at the same time they're making money to pay their players and they can take care of their club in a most efficient way?
Well, that's what we have to seek to achieve through the sponsorship arrangement, because the sponsors are supporting not just the production of the game in terms of the marking of the field and the paying of the referee and all of that, but they're also supporting the production of the television broadcast, of the platforms broadcast. So the answer is going to bear fruit in the number of sponsors, because we have had to go to the sponsors with a package that includes coverage of the game. So the budget has basically multiplied, because we now have to increase the number of games carried on a platform because there's no crowd. So I know, but no sponsor is going to sponsor you if there's two teams playing amongst each other.
Yeah.
So we had to include in it production and broadcast. And that's what we're selling. That's why the target is $100 million.
Okay, yeah, that's over $500,000 US. I think $686,000 US. Chris, a critical issue though, the start of the tournament. I see that our CARICOM neighbors, Curacao, St. Vincent, Bermuda, Haiti, St. Lucia, they've had football since the COVID-19 pandemic stalled most sports. I know the football clubs in Jamaica are getting a little agitated now about nothing concrete coming out of the government and the authorities. I know this is not, totally within your area of control, but how optimistic are you that football will be played in January?
I am in constant touch with both the JFF and the minister. And we remain hopeful. Every country's decision is different because it depends on the trajectory of the pandemic in that country. So we are, we had gone into a spike, as you know, post the election, and it looks like it's slowing down a bit, but that is a constant analysis and discussion with the minister. What I will say, and I've been saying to the powers that be, is that football is the ultimate social distancing sport, right? There's a big football field with only 22 people on it. Everybody else can wear a mask. So the risk of the transmission of the disease, and I mean, all you have to do is Google soccer risk, and you can see there have been multiple studies that demonstrate that the risk of transmission while playing a game of soccer is very low.
Yeah, Chris.
So we have been making the case. We will continue to make the case. We don't have the power to make the decision, but we continue to make the case.
Chris Williams, chairman of the Pfjl, thank you very much for talking to us here on the SportsMax Zone, and we'll be continuing to monitor the situation and discuss with you the growth of this administration and the possible restart in January. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Respect, and we're on way.
Take care.
Yeah, a good point he just made there, because as we just established, Wayne, this is not in control. They are not in control of what happens with the return of football. And to be fair, the death count for the COVID-19 pandemic in Jamaica is now 270, heading towards 300. A lot of the countries that have restarted football in the Caribbean Football Union, like St. Kitts and St. Lucia, actually have no deaths. Bermuda have, I think, about 4. Curacao, I think, about 8. So I think that is a factor that a lot of football fans in Jamaica who are getting upset about the no football are missing. That,
but our population is a lot bigger.
I know it is a lot bigger, but even if you look at it from a per capita basis, the authorities still have to measure the risks involved, and I think that is part of what slows things up.
Yes, but I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic that we'll start having some football, because football is being played everywhere now. Basically, it's not happening in Jamaica, and everyone is getting, upset about it. The players themselves, they need to earn and they need to get involved. So therefore, can you imagine the fitness level once the competition starts? They'll have to give them extra, reserve players and bring in players, because people are going to be winded in the second half.
And some black stallion.
Well,
you think?
Yeah, I know that. Well, yes. Yes. You're born more worried about extra energy. Extra energy. So we can't afford that.
Yes.
But Lance, he said something that concerns me, though.
Yes.
The various categories of sponsors. I think, we have so many different categories of sponsors. I think you run yourself into some problems there.
Yes.
And I am very
I think they've studied it, though, Wayne. I think they've studied it, and they are calculating exactly what they're doing.
I'm concerned about that. These varying levels of sponsorship in terms. Everyone wants to be out there.
Yes, well,
I wish them luck with that.
Let's see how it pans out. So while there's no football in Jamaica and a lot of sport on a break in many parts of the Caribbean, SportsMax not short of content, and the UEFA Champions League getting ready for the knockout stages. You'll see the round of 16 draw on Monday morning, 7 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time, 6 o'clock in Jamaica, and the Europa League round of 32 draw. That happens at 8 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time, 7 o'clock in Jamaica. And don't forget, NBA returns to your screens later this month. Back with more on The Zone after this.